a KOMO weather warn day as our area braces for the kind of storms normally reserved for the Central Plains or Deep South. Good evening. I'm Preston Phillips.
And I'm Molly Shen. Part of the region is under a severe thunderstorm watch, including King County for the very first time. That means conditions are prime for damaging hail, heavy downpours, powerful wind gusts, even a rare tornado. We have complete team coverage tonight with Lynn Ann Wynn in Bellevue, Jeremy Harris in the traffic tracker, and Ryan Sims at SeaTac Airport.
But we start with meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell, who's tracking the storms as they move up from the south. And Shannon, this is already one for the history books?
Yeah, definitely, because there are some parts of King County, including Seattle, that have never been under a watch like this. And a severe thunderstorm watch is different than our typical garden variety spring thunderstorms we're used to seeing. It's because we have the potential for so much lightning. Mount St. Helens just in the last hour has seen over 100 strikes, so plentiful, dangerous lightning. But the things that push these thunderstorms into the potentially severe category, the large hail in the works. We're talking about hail that could be nickel and quarter sized, if not higher or bigger. The chance for that happening, just slight, but it is possible in our zone tonight. Also, the locally gusty winds, the downbursts beneath these thunderstorms extending out on the ground 40 to 60 miles per hour. And as you mentioned, that very outside chance of a tornado or two here in western Washington or western Oregon. Both of us are under that rare severe thunderstorm watch. This does include all of King County and parts of Kitsap County as well. This goes through 9 p.m. and thereafter, as we lose our daytime heating, the chance for the severe thunderstorms does start to diminish, but we are still going to have some stormy weather thereafter. You can see how these are continuing to track up north into now the north coastline. Lots of lightning now extending from Forks and First Beach there all the way back over the Olympic Peninsula. You can see the fresh strikes there outside of Hurricane Ridge. Another batch with a lot of lightning outside of Mount St. Helens near Morton and Mossy Rock. Heavy hail likely there as well. And the leading edge of the storm, you can see how it's going to track right through Tacoma here as we head toward the end of the 6 p.m. hour and thereafter toward downtown Seattle by about 7:30. So the hour-by-hour forecast, again, the chance for these thunderstorms arriving right in the Seattle metro area between 7 and 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay, thanks, Shannon. The U.S. military isn't taking any chances with today's storms. The 62nd Airlift Wing at Joint Base Lewis McChord announced this afternoon that it would evacuate these giant C-17 Globemaster planes as a precaution. The base says it wants to prevent any damage to the planes and, of course, any injury to personnel.
And it's not just the military taking precautions. A lot of people in our area are taking steps ahead of the storm to keep their homes and vehicles protected. KOMO's Lynn Ann Wynn joins us live in Bellevue tonight with a look at that work that's been underway today. Lynn Ann?
Well, we've seen a lot of people come here early to take advantage of the parking garage here at the east side, park and ride ahead of tonight's expected storm, taking that extra precaution just in case hail hits their neighborhood. With possible storms headed to the area, residents in Bellevue are doing what they can to prepare.
We'll be safe-proofing the home, putting the patio umbrellas down, and then preparing it with some preparation types of stuff on the windows, correct? Yeah, that we'll be doing and patting things down. So we're getting ready for that.
Dina Siskos is one of many who decided to park her vehicle under cover inside a parking garage, just in case the hail in the forecast arrives.
And I thought, no way. I've lived here all my life in the Northwest, and this can't be happening. So when I saw this huge storm coming in, I thought, what is going on?
Other drivers tell us they were racking their brain for ideas on how to cover their vehicles and also decided to take advantage of the city's public parking garages just to be safe.
Just wanted to make sure like the big, hail didn't cause dents in the car. So just kind of brought it over as a precaution.
And residents are using whatever they can at home to protect windows and skylights.
Best of all, I hope it never happens. I'd rather be prepared, but I hope it will never happen.
Emmanuel Magulas has gas ready for his generator in case the power goes out and is using a plastic tarp and other items to cover windows that could be damaged if hail hits.
Just to absorb the impact of the hail. If it's 1 inch, it's going to be, the dynamic energy is going to be huge.
And the National Weather Service says if you happen to find yourself driving and caught in this storm later tonight, stay in your vehicle and stop under a safe place under cover if possible. Reporting live in Bellevue, Linan Nguyen, KOMO News.
Important advice there, Linan. Thank you. And here's more. The State Department of Agriculture wants everyone to keep outdoor pets safe during tonight's storm. It's urging pet owners to move pets and livestock into sheltered areas and to provide cover for smaller animals like chickens and rabbits. People should also secure any loose objects or materials that could blow around during intense wind and keep tabs on the latest forecast. It's time to scan the QR code on your screen to vote in our KOMO Pulse poll. Tonight we're asking, are you prepared for severe weather in Western Washington? And most people are. 60% of people voting say yes, 30% said no, and the remaining people say, I am starting to prepare.
People who ride state ferries should be prepared for service disruptions depending on the weather. Here's a live look at Coleman Dock in Seattle. Well, the ferry service sent an alert that delays and cancellations are possible if severe weather hits. Passengers who are already en route can expect a bumpy ride because of that choppy water. Boats might also be loaded to full capacity and operate at a slower speed to increase stability.
Turning to a live look at SeaTac Airport now, airport officials say they're standing by to respond as necessary to any incoming storm. KOMO's Ryan Sims continues our team coverage live from the airport tonight. Ryan?
And Molly, I just checked with airport officials a few moments ago. They say the good news right now, no delays coming up, no cancellations, at least not yet. And as we take a look at the tarmac live here, you can see that it is a very sunny, bright situation, ironically, despite what is approaching our whole King County area. Again, everything normal so far. Airport officials also tell me that they do not think that major disruptions will happen tonight. They point to the fact that this airport does have an amazing track record at keeping things going despite very inclement, severe weather. In fact, the airport official I spoke with said that only once in the last 30 years has the airport closed for more than 3 hours. Only once in the last 30 years. So they're going with that track record and assuring passengers that they do not think that things will get extra dicey tonight. In terms of the biggest hazards that could be an issue here at the airport are the crosswinds going across the runways. Obviously, you don't want to take off or land in that, as well as the lightning. But again, airport officials say that so far the radar, at least on the airport property, suggests that it will be a rainy night, but not necessarily a hazardous night for any passengers. Obviously, though, we're going to keep tabs on this, so we'll have another update in about a half an hour here on KOMO News. Coming to you live from the airport tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO News.
Ryan, thank you. In anticipation of violent thunderstorms, the Pierce County Department of Emergency Management has opened several severe weather shelters this evening. They include the Tacoma Recovery Center, Meridian Habitat Park in Puyallup, the Fife Community Center, and the Parkland School. For a full list of the locations, the hours, and any stipulations, just go to komonews.com/hotlinks.
The South Sound will be the first area to feel the wrath of our incoming storm. KOMO's Jeremy Harris live tonight in the KOMO Traffic Tracker. And you're in Lewis County. What are you seeing down there right now, Jeremy?
Yeah, well, Preston, pretty much as soon as we crossed over here into Lewis County, we started to see some of these storms. I'll show you what we're looking at right here. We're near the town of Galvin, and this is there's a rainbow that's sort of formed on you're looking to the northeast, and near the I-5 corridor, things are looking great, but as we sort of flip around here and point back towards the west, near the coast, you can see there's definitely a large storm system that's moving over what would be the area of Aberdeen right now, and I imagine they're getting some heavy rain up in the mountains there between here and the coast. We've seen periods of heavy rainfall, but nothing that would be hazardous, and also I was surprised the wind has been relatively calm through this area, so nothing as far as damaging. We haven't seen any hail. Just sort of a little bit more intense thunderstorms that maybe we're used to up here in the northwest, or that rainfall coming down a little bit quicker. But of course, that storm sort of moves in bands, and so we've just been watching some of that. You'll go one spot, and then 5 minutes later you're in a downpour, and then 5 minutes later it's sunny again. So it is sort of hit or miss, but certainly something that everybody's keeping their eyes on down here. You can see just in the shot that we're showing you right now, large storm system going over Aberdeen and here in Lewis, and then of course Grace Harbor and Thurston County. So we're going to stay down in this area as the storm marches north, and then we'll keep you posted if we start hearing any reports of any damage or serious rain. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Social media, as you might imagine, has been lit up all day with anticipation and warnings about today's severe storms. This is just a sample of the posts we've seen on X. A lot of storm chasers posted about the rarity of this kind of weather event in our area, with others showing pictures of the clouds earlier today as a brief band of rain moved through the region. Remember, we want to see what's going on in your neighborhood as the storm hits. Send us your pictures and video to show on TV and online. Just go to KOMOnews.com/chime in, where you can upload everything. And of course, we want to remind you to be safe if you do go outside and take pictures or video.
KOMO News has you covered with the latest on this severe weather. We'll be tracking the storms neighborhood by neighborhood all evening long right here on KOMO TV. And when we're not on the air, you can check out KOMOnews.com and the KOMO News YouTube page.